To another awake stream. This is absolutely going to be the most oh my god, the most cursed stream I have ever done in my entire existence on this platform. This is going to be terrible. I have done absolutely no prep up until this point. I have literally made everything in about 2.5 minutes. Yeah, so the plan for tonight is Kennedy is we are going to be doing some playoff predictions and some rants of u18 and u19 for hell. Now, obviously for playoff predictions, this is going to be kind of scuffed because I don't have the full entire table in front of me. I don't know where exactly every team is, and also be advised that not every single map and midpoint has been selected as of right now. Obviously, we can go through the divisions 1 through 5, I think, for the quarterfinals, but we can't do that for any round and or division 9 for L. So please do keep that in mind. How's your day going, you great man and woman? My day is going pretty good. I'm feeling saucy right now. I'm feeling good. So this is all going to be kind of just based on what I have seen and experienced in the first, I guess maybe just regular season of TPL, as we have all concluded that we're just playoff format. So we are going to get into it right now with Division 9. We're just going to be basically using this. I don't have the playoff brackets for any of the divisions other than D2. I guess I maybe can sneak peek that. Maybe I'll probably sneak peek it if I can fucking get it. Yeah, so we're just gonna be doing some Division 9 predictions. Now, literally nothing has changed since the last time I've done this. But I'm basically just gonna name the team out. So if you are just a visual learner, this is not going to affect you whatsoever. If you are a visual learner, you need to up your hearing aids a little bit and actually listen to what I'm saying, because it's important of say in this. So in the Division 9 format, SEC has finished with an undefeated season. And I do predict them winning out of 9. I think their final will either be between Team Italia or ZSR, as they are 2 and 3 as of this current moment. I think it's going to be Team Italia, if I do have to be honest. Team Italia place. I just feel like SEC is just a tad bit else. So yeah, that's that. So we're going on to Division 8. That's how fast we're going to be doing this, because I just want to kind of fucking rant about update U18 and U19, because I'm very freaking passionate about that part of this stream. I honestly have no idea how this is going to go. This is going to be absolutely cooked. But Division 8, 27th and 11 ID. I do believe 27th did finish this undefeated with a very close win against 11 ID. This is going to be a very interesting final. I do have 27th and 11 ID actually in the final for this matchup. Obviously, remember, this is all going to be map and point dependent whenever the final week does come. And now, obviously, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, all that has to come into play. I have not made any of the semifinal matchups, but I have done all the the quarterfinal maps, and none of them been selected for 6 through 9 yet. They have been for 1 through 5. this division, it's honestly, like I said, it's hard to predict these. Hello, Andrew. It is hard to predict these because we don't know the exact map and midpoint. Like, you can obviously just say like any of these teams could win because any of these teams can win. But I'm gonna probably just stick with 27th for this. Just because they did go undefeated. Now 11 ID, I would not be shocked at all if they ended up winning. It's gonna come down to the map, in my personal opinion. Not so much the midpoint. I just think the map, they kind of got screwed a little bit with the map and midpoint with Utah with Win 7 and Hill 5 as offset point. 7th, they have a chance to win it. Matchup, but I do think 27th is the slightly better team, but I love to be proven wrong all the time. So we're just going to move on to Division 7 with RDG. I think going to run away with this division with 79th, I think, coming in place. But RMC could be spoilers in this. I would not be surprised if RMC do get up and upset in that finals matchup. I feel like they are the dark horse of this division. I think they are very good. It's just that it seems like RDG have been on the rise. Have been gathering a lot of 7 to be able to win. It's Division 7's been a weird division because DBD did drop out, and they, I think, were one of the favorites going into the season to win. But with them dropping out, it kind of just through the 79th RDG thing as my headset dies for RDG to win. So who knows? Who knows? I am not sober whatsoever. Division 6 Rage L201 E263H and OF as top 4. Rage I think is going to make a final, but that 2 through 4, I think it's decided upon. I forgot what exactly happened in this division. Now, this is probably the most interesting division that did indeed happen in TPL this season because they all finished with 2 and 4 records. Do you not watch Fight Night Falcon stream up to 79th? If it was this weekend, I did not watch his stream as I was busy with family stuff on Saturday and Sunday. It's just kind of unless I'm not streaming a game, I just don't pay attention to probably watch the team. But this division is probably the most interesting division if I have to be completely honest with you, because 2 through 4 all finished with 2 and 4 records. They all technically beat each other. I think 263 won against OF won against L201, and L201 won against 3. So they all beat each other somewhere, shape, or form, and Rage has beat them all. So I think L201 has the 2nd seed, 263 actually has the 4 seed in this, and then OF actually has the 3 seed. So it's very interesting to see how these teams will play out. I don't know who will make the final in this. I think Rage will make the final, but who is that second team that makes that final is up in the air. It's kind of up for debate. It's obviously going to come down the map, midpoints, faction, all that kind of jazz. Who really cares? I really don't care. I think actually this season when Verju paint L, I think the allies have actually won more than the Axis, mostly because I've been getting the allies more favored midpoints. But we do have them, but the text is terrible. So, oh well, we're not gonna get those. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Rage between OF. I think OF is just the more consistent of all these teams. If I do have to be honest, and I just love their name. OnlyFins being best team name this far in this entire league. But I feel like Rage is just what you drinking, dude. I drink so many beers at a brewery, you have no idea. And it's a Monday too. I just got free shit, that's why I went. But I feel like OF and Rage will probably be the final, with Rage probably taking it, just because they have beaten all these teams that I have mentioned. It's just that who's going to make the final is the main thing for this division, but it's basically who's going to get second place, I feel like, for D6. Division 5, Roth, 75th, SAP, OCL, GOAT, and 58. I think 58 might have, but I feel like this final is going to be between Roth's 75th and SAP. These teams have been the top three throughout this entire division. Roth's, I don't think, dropping a single map, beating 75th and SAP. SAP game was a little bit of scare at the very start of the season, but they held that win pretty well, if I do here. But then they did beat 75th, who have beat. So it's going to be interesting as well. It's going to come down to midpoint more so than map, I think, for Rofs, because I feel like Rofs does struggle if they are down. I do tend to notice that in them. They are a team, if they do go down 2-3, they do tend to struggle, but they are an experienced team, the most experienced team. I feel like that is going to play a major factor in this 5 final, in this entire bracket. So I feel like Rofs should win this one out. But 75th are a very good team. Don't take them lightly. Like, same with SAP, but I feel like SAP are not quite there yet. I feel like they're, probably 2 or 3 plays away from being a team like 75th or Rofs. They just need to get those plays in. Like, and what I mean by plays, it's, taking out a heavy tank within, like, sooner than 5 minutes than what it was taking by 18. Those are the plays that, make or break some of the games. I feel like, SAP are there. They're just not quite there. I hope my mic is coming through. Division 4. MSU winning this, 5 straight wins, haven't dropped the map, even though they did have a weird thing happen in the first game. That doesn't matter at this point. KRC and SAS, both 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, my bad. And then RDG, 2 and 3 with 508P. I feel like MSU is going to win this straight out, to be completely honest. I feel like they just have been the much better team throughout this entire Division 4. It's going to come down to who's going to get that second place spot, kind of like Division, I think, 6, like I said. It's going to be a toss-up between KRC and SAS. I'm honestly going to say SAS in this. To be completely honest, I feel like it's going to be SAS MSU for that title, with probably MSU winning this division outright. I feel like it's a very clean cut and dry Division 4. I feel like MSU has just been the more dominant team for. This is rigged. I mean, there's honestly going to be no hot takes in this until Division 3. Division 3 is where I'm going to have some hot takes. ANZR R22R 101A 21st. The notorious division of TPL so far this season. Sorry, Liberju, I really don't care what you say. You could, yeah. But no, all jokes aside, Division 3, honestly, probably it's either the most, like, hidden division other than D4 and TPL, or it's the most active division as far as people talking. It's been the weirdest division by far. R22R beating ANZR in 33 minutes or something like that on, I think it was LL Main, which was, I think, the biggest shocker of the entire tournament. Because I did not honestly expect ANZR to lose in a 5-0 fashion. But those losses happen. You do get surprised in some of these matches, and sometimes you get caught with your pants down. I think that's something that did happen with ANZR. I think they'll probably do a better pick. I do have R22R and ANZR in the final, but I would honestly not be surprised if 101A upsets one of those teams. I feel like 101A, even with a 3-2 record, is a really good team. I think they're better than most people think they are, even in this division. Like, R22R could lose to 101A. I think they almost did. I have no fucking clue. I didn't watch that game. I think I was playing my own game at that point. But Um, it's like, again, it's hard doing these divisions because we don't know the map, we don't know the midpoint every single. Like, there could be some upsets here and there. Like, it's not like the NFL where, like, oh, like, the Cowboys play the Patriots in the Super Bowl, blah blah blah. And shit. I don't know what, but it's just hard doing these because map and midpoint do play a big factor into this. But dude, I need some water. I should have got water before I started the stream. I might just play random when I water. I just it's a hard division. 118 using Cronus players should help them. I mean, honestly, there's probably people using Cronus that still play this game on all the teams that we just don't know about. If I'm being completely honest, like, there's at least one player in each team on average that's using Cronus or Zim. That's all I have to say. Don't know if it's true or not. Personally, I don't care at this point because this game's dead to me. But, it is what it is. Honestly, I'm going to say Anziar probably wins this. Anziar is going to win D3. As long as they don't pick LL main and they get a semi-favorable midpoint, at least, that's recapable, I think they actually beat all these teams in this. I just feel like they're more consistent. I just think they just had a major hiccup against R22R and LL main. LL main, dog shit map. Don't know why that's in the rotation, to be completely honest. Should be Ramagan, but no, LL main day. That's what we have. But, things happen. We're just going to move on to D2. D2, 9PZ, HLE, 22nd, TFMC, and PF, with first having the dropout. I'm going to say 22nd. I think I'm going to win this division because I'm a god at this game. I am a legend. All jokes aside, 9PZ has played absolutely fantastic this entire season. They have won every single game pretty handily, if I do have to say so myself. Even going as far as being up 4-1 against HLE on Omaha, which is pretty rough to do, because Omaha is one of those maps where you either win 3-2 or you win 5-0. It's very as Axis. It's very rare that you win 4-1 unless it's a late 4-1 win. But they went up 4-1 with, I think, like 20 something minutes ago, I want to say. I don't quite remember. But I feel like 9PZ is the team to beat this division. I do think they win this division. Against who? That's either between 22nd and HLE because of how the playoff bracket will ends. I just feel like PF, TFMC, they're for some reason playing on Foy West Bend. I don't know why the fuck they're playing on Foy West Bend, to be completely honest. Why the fuck are y'all playing on Foy West Bend? You guys are lucky. Whoever's allies, you are probably screaming right now that you don't have SPAs, because SPAs as allies on Foy West Bend is fucking broken as shit. It is so broken as shit as allies Foy West Bend. It actually makes it more favorable towards the allies on Foy West Bend with SPAs. And I'll get to that once we talk about the freaking u18 update. But we're just gonna go on to Division 1. Legion probably gonna win Division 1. It's pretty much it. I don't think any other team really has a chance in Division 1. I feel like Taco, obviously, I think has the best chance. Maybe 6th. Merc and Exo, unless Legion majorly fucks up, because I think you guys have the winner of that game plays Legion. Unless Legion majorly fucks up against Merc or Exo, which I don't see happening, Legion should win this division. If they don't, I think it's probably the top 5 biggest upsets in Hell Let Loose history. I think that's the pressure that Legion is facing right now, is if they lose this division, it's no matter what, if they lose, it is one of the top 5 major upsets in Hell Let Loose history, just because I think they are that good at the game. But I feel like they still win at the game, even if they do get an unfavorable midpoint, which they never do. They either get it very even or favorable to their own action. All right, so let me get myself set up for me ranting quick. I just got to exit out of all these tabs real quick. I don't know how I'm gonna do this because I'm about to rant about update 18. But this is going to be the most cursed shit in the world. Please, I really hope this goes right. Okay, we are good. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the world. This is what awaits on webcam. Going to be terrible. This is dog shit. Probably place. I gotta turn my headset on. Maybe. Okay. But update 18 and update 19 rant. Now this is where I'm gonna get really fucking pissed off because I've really wanted to talk about this for over the last pretty much since update 18 launched, because I think updates together are the worst two updates I've ever seen by a development ever in my entire life playing. I have been playing video games, I think, since 2007, so I had the Nintendo Wii playing Mario Kart. These are some of the worst two updates I have ever seen in my entire life from a... Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I love Hell Let Loose. I have been playing Hell Let Loose for the last 3... I got introduced from my friend 3 years ago, and I've been pretty much playing it semi every single day up until probably 20 December. I left Lead and do casting for, but even then I was still making content and things off stream. This has been one of the worst updates I've ever seen. Last two, ever since October, I guess 6, 2025 up until whatever the fuck happened last week. This has been the worst 2 months of this game's life cycle I've... What the fuck? So we're just gonna go through it now. Obviously, with update 18, they did a Stalingrad refresh, what I think was good. We're just gonna skip through it because honestly, who gives a shit about Stalingrad? They just updated the map to make it better, which is good for the game. Blah blah blah. I really don't care about Stalingrad. They did an okay job in Stalingrad. Fine. You look like I was born with 3 extra chromosomes. You're probably not wrong with that. I definitely was born more than you. Yep, I said it. I don't really care. So, the two major things with Update 18 that happened were armor work. Basically, long story short, armor got a buff where they have more armor. And that's pretty much it. They basically got more armor and they are faster and everything about that. They basically got a rework where they get more armor. They are faster. Their turret speed faster. Obviously, a class that you... I don't really remember the entire story about it. But that's what they basically got, as well as the two heavy tank maximum that they can, which they have done. Personally speaking, I don't mind the 2 heavy tank max. I think it's a good change. I just don't fucking get it for pubs. I kid you not, on PC and on console, because I play both. It is very rare to find more than 2 heavy tanks on a single team in pubs. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like once in every like 5 games that you see you have 3 heavy tanks. And half the time, that third heavy tank is a solo tanker. So I don't understand the point of that heavy update for the 3. If I do have to be honest, I'll get to u18 in a second. Don't worry. Don't worry, Bear G. Don't fucking worry. I'll get to u18 in a second. But like maxing out the heavy tanks to 3, because from a competitive standpoint, if they want to nerf competitive, just make it in the in one of the rule bots that you can get for your own server, like the server bot, I guess, where you can only spawn a maximum of 2. Feel like that would have been not bad, but maybe there's some code that they couldn't. But I just feel like that update was a real head scratcher. Like, but like, hub lobby play. It didn't make much sense. I don't understand. Still don't understand why they made the two tanks. For a comp, it makes sense because it mixes up the a little bit. So giant tank stacks with tank roll out once one is, or you have 4 heavy tanks at one point to blah blah blah. I don't care about any of this shit. I still don't care. Technician loadout, still don't give a fuck. Cosmetics, who gives a shit about camos on tanks, even though I think it's stupid. Commander artillery. When this thing first came out, it was broken as shit. I don't care what anybody says. It was broken as shit. The fact that this thing could destroy three garrisons within 5 minutes of each other every 5 minutes was stupid as fuck. Your mic is cutting out. Well, my mic is not cutting out now, is it, motherfucker? I'm just kidding. My mic might be cutting out because I'm looking. I don't know. Whenever I turn my mic, it fucks up my. Commander artillery. Dumbest thing they have ever added to the game. I'll add to this once I get the u18, but I think this is the stupidest thing. When this thing first came out, I did not understand the purpose of it. It could destroy garrisons at 100 munitions each every 5 minutes with 3 things at a time. So 300 munitions every 5 minutes, basically a bombing run. You can put all over the map, destroy people, like kill people, kill tanks. Well, I should say potential to, and kill garrisons. Pretty much guaranteed to kill a garrison every 5 minutes. I think that was broken. They fixed it. They nerfed it. Is what it is. I think this is a terrible ability to add into the game. But I'm gonna go on more on this once I get into in a little bit. Picking up supplies. I think this was a good change. I actually did one good was the support role that you could guys. Now, one thing I don't think a lot of people know is if you put down 50 box, let's say you build like a Belgian gate that costs I think 30 supplies, you build it, you can actually pick those 20 supplies up and it reduces the cooldown of your next 50 supply box by 20% or 40% or something like that. Whatever percentage is left on the box that you place down that you have used is a percentage back. So if you place down I think 40 or you use 10 supplies and you pick it up, basically 80% of your box back, and build with 25, you pick up 25, you get half of it, so on and so forth. I think that's a good thing. A little bit of a gimmick thing with the picking up back when you ever whatever, but I think this is a good thing that they did add. UI, I don't really care too much about UI. I think it adds a little bit more clutter to the app sometimes. Now we're gonna go on to update 19, which happened days ago with Slomensk, SPAs, and more. Slomensk, I think, is a fine map. I think so. It's a little bit stuttery. I think it's a really good map. I think it's a really fun map. It's a mix between Carentan and Stalingrad. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the KIA screen is stupid. I don't honestly mind it as much as other people, to be completely honest. Half the time I'm looking at I press like fully back to look at the full scoreboard anyway, so it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't really notice it as much. Unless you're getting killed by the same guy over and over again. That's pretty much it. But I don't really mind so much the KI screen. I just don't think it was necessary to even add. It's just kind of just adding stuff that didn't added in with the KI screen. That's one. With this 17 Slomensk, I think it's like I said, it's a mix between Stalingrad and Karen. I don't think I think it's a fun map, especially at night. At night, it's a very cool map. But now we're gonna get on to the SPA. Why? Why do we have SPA? I don't understand the reason for SPA. I think this is the stupidest thing they've ever added to the game. Now, I do want to like give them some slack that they are doing something different, and I do appreciate that. But now we have 3 different forms of artillery in Hell Let Loose. Why in the fuck? And I'm being nice about saying this. Why do we have 3 different forms of artillery? 1, normal artillery, which we now have to build in the HQ with update 19, with supplies, and it is destructible, which I think is fine and okay. 2, we have commander artillery. Then we have now SPAs. We have 3 different forms of artillery in the game. Why? Just pick one and use that. Maybe have a second one like commander artillery. We don't need SPAs. We don't need regular artillery, and just pick one. Oh my god. And where are the mortars that we were promised 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? That was supposed to be SPAs. If we're going to add mortars to this game at this point, we are pretty much having 4 forms of artillery. Instead of SPAs, we should have had mortar teams. Right? We should have, in my personal opinion, we should have had mortar teams instead of SPAs that were a little bit more accurate and had a smaller, much smaller blast radius. I think that would have been much more balanced. Oh, and SPAs can also kill OPs right now. I don't understand this game at all. Like, why do we need 3 forms of artillery in Hell Let Loose? Like, I don't really understand why we have 3 different forms of artillery. It really doesn't make much sense. It really doesn't. And it kind of upsets me because I feel like the commanders at this, like the commander for each team's at this point, it's like, okay, the reason why I have commander already is when I have no one playing artillery on the main gun and I have no one in SPA, so I have to use my commander artillery. Right? Maybe that's the reason. Well, then I have regular artillery squads in the HQ, so now I have to give them supplies every. Well, now I have an SPA crew that wants to use SPA. Well, what if I have to use all 3? You're kind of fucked with munitions then. Unless you somehow give munitions more, like a little bit of a buff. Like, you can't, like, the economy for munitions is just screwed because now you can't use a supply drop. You can't use a bombing run. You can't use a strafing run. You can't use a recon plane. You gotta spawn in an SPA tank. Like, it's just confusing. Like, I understand, like, SPAs, it mix up the game here. Not like, you know, if a team's getting rolled, they're gonna get rolled, but, like, dude, why do we need 3 different types of artillery? And why are we using tank destroyers? Like, why are we using a fucking Lux as a tank, as a SPA? What the fuck is that, dude? It just don't make no sense. SPA's costing 200. I don't know what's going on in this game. I honestly just kind of show up the like comp games and just shoot. Like, I haven't played a public game in probably 6, 7, 8. Just because I've been kind of burnt out of Hell Loose, but it just doesn't make any sense why they have. I understand maybe the static artillery changes where you blow it up now, but that even still doesn't make. I just feel like mortars would have been a much easier crossover. Get rid of the commander artillery, get rid of the SPAs, get rid of the regular artillery, put in. That's all you need. If you just have 2 mortar crews with the current artillery crew, with the 3 crew, heck, even 2-man crew like a recon squad, but maybe the box comes back 50% faster, or it's strictly a mortar supplies, I guess. I don't fucking. You guys can. Because they can't figure out how to do an update correctly. Like, that would just been, I feel like, an easier change. I feel like it would have been less development money. Basically, it's just an AT gun that you just convert into a different thing. I don't know. I don't know shit about game development. I'm just kind of. But going on to armor changes. This is where I'm gonna get fucking. Why the fuck do we increase tank armor to where it takes 4 rockets, update 18, kill a heavy tank? We changed it to that in update 18, right? But why are we giving the AT guys 3 rockets per AT? What are we doing? What was the point of the last update then? Like, these updates contradict each other. Update 18. Yeah, we're going to make tanks more better. Update 19. They're maybe a little bit too better. Let's give the AT guys one more rocket. What are we doing? It makes no sense. These updates just make no sense. Like, if you're going to make an armor change, make them all together. Unless there's, like, bugs that happen in the prior update, change them in u18. Don't make a solution from update 18 to update 19, because that's what you did. Made a dumb solution. If you would have done the 3 AT update in update 18, it would have made a little bit more sense, in my personal opinion. But now you're just being so reactive to what the community is saying because you don't want to change what happened in the last update. Because people said, hey, you should just convert back to u17, whatever point, whatever, we're like, whatever patch we were. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I think I said this in one of the Discord chats. It's like, T17 is trying to fix a broken leg with a band-aid every single. And it's just not working. Like, you're just trying to wrap the leg around while the leg is continuously, and the bleeding is the player base. Player base is definitely going downhill ever since probably, I want to say, in the last 6 months, especially after the summer. Like, obviously, like, the new games have come out with the new Call of Duty and Battlefield that come out. So, like, dude, these last 2 updates, and it's been very frustrating. I have barely played. I have noticed, like, I used to be that player that was always wanting to come home and play this game. Dude, playing this game now is a chore. I don't care what anybody says. Playing this game now is a chore. More like Chiefs breaking their. The bipod with the FG42 and bar, I guess it's okay. I don't think that's a lot, since weapon bullets in the mag. For the FG42 sniper, works out fine, unless. And then just have DLC hats and shit. Bug fix. Like, I don't know. Honestly, this is kind of like the stage of Rainbow Six Siege. If you guys don't know, if you guys don't follow Rainbow Six Siege, prior to this past update for them, whatever season they were on, in September or so, or August, that game pretty much killed Siege for a while, and this past update kind of saved them a little bit. Whatever update T17 has, like major update has coming up next, Hallelujah, World War II, is either going to make or break the life cycle of this. Either it's going to A, fix the game, or it's going to kill the game. And I actually do mean kill the game. If this update 20, is terrible, I guarantee you no one is playing this game. And I guarantee it. I'm sorry that I'm ranting on this, but I really do. I have streamed. I've made some content. I probably should have made more. I have like 5 videos on my PC saved up that I just have not hit the wrong. But I just want this game to live as long as it can. But it just not. I honestly don't. But yeah, that's kind of my rant on update 19. I just think 2 updates together are two of the worst updates. Like honestly, they could have just combined these two updates into one update. They have never updated this game within 2.5 months, whatever it has, this frequently up until these last two updates till now. Like before update 18. When was update 17? Hold on. When was update 17? That's a better question. I want to know when update 17. That's a better question. Because we just been getting dev briefs the entire time. Oh no. Hold on. I might have to go to Steam. I might have to go to Steam. When was update 17? I just might. I don't know why it says Cronus up there. I try to find people on Cronus, by the way. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. If you guys think I own a Cronus, I don't care. When was Hell Loose 17? 8 months ago? You're telling me within 2 months we get two major updates. 8 months ago we get update 17, which was, I think, prior to Summit. So basically the beginning of Summit, which was, I think, in March. So you played 80 years ago? I don't know what 80 years ago. Oh, you guys are talking shit. Guys, please don't start stuff in my live chat. Please start dramas. You have dramas. I don't like starting drama in my. Unless I directed it at you, you're being an absolute nonce. Don't start dramas in my live chat. Yeah, like this makes no sense. Like 8 months ago, update 18. Last 2 months, we get two major updates. Yeah, that's kind of it. Does you have any questions? The last two people in the chat. Oh man. Well, here's Discord. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me, but the next 2 minutes, I'm probably just gonna. Again, this was just kind of like a little bit of a rant. What do you think of Hell Loose Vietnam? Well, historically, Vietnam games have never ever been successful. Ever. I don't really have high hopes. Like, I'm being cautiously optimistic about Hell Loose Vietnam. Obviously, that's gonna be a year. I probably at least 7-8 months now. We will see when it comes out. We have to see some sort of like trailer for it. To be honest, I'm probably just gonna exclude it. That's just kind of how gaming is going nowadays. I'm cautiously optimistic about Loose Vietnam. Apparently, it's a separate dev team anyway, so who knows? I honestly, the main thing I do have high hopes for Loose Vietnam is being. I don't know how it's being built upon, but I do think it's going to be a little bit more stable for console players. Who knows, but you honestly just never know unless there's like a beta or something, which I doubt there. I doubt. I think tanks flying at Hell Loose are probably. But well, that's gonna be this absolute booked stream. Hope you guys all enjoyed. not a new engine, so to be on Unreal 5. Because if it's on say when it's gonna be released. You know what engine? If it's on Unreal 5, I think it's the new engine on Unreal. The problem is it's not the engine. The devs just need to know how to make something or develop something on that engine. That's the main thing. Because like I know a little bit about game development, and that was the problem with how Halo. I think it was not Halo Guardians or Halo Infinite, but like the new developers on Halo Infinite. Because Halo Infinite had a new dev team after the old team was basically all canned. And that's how it took so long for Halo Infinite actually make more content, is because they actually had to learn the Halo Infinite, because it was a separate engine than what they were all basically, I guess, taught or about. So they had to learn that engine, I assume. So they actually the newer developers for Halo Infinite post launch had to to actually our engine to push out updates. That's why all the updates for Halo Infinite so late, like 6 months later out of the life cycle, because they had to learn it first. You can't just you know go to one engine to another and expect to learn that. And actually have to earn that engine, actually work with. It's like riding a bike. You can't learn to ride a bike when you know how to ride a scooter. Seems like Vietnam has experience that was working on it. Hello. I mean, only time will tell. Uh, Mr. Omni, only time will tell. I mean, we're not gonna know what Vietnam is until we get some sort of like, other than the main game trailer. I guess from the have this is that, yeah. But cinematic shots of that stuff, all we have. I don't really have watched it. I guess we'll find out. Launching in 20. I swear, if it's gonna be one of those titles though, where it's gonna be in beta in 20, I'll lose my shit. I think that's gonna be it for me. I need to get some water because my 11. I don't want to keep my. But yeah, that's kind of my player predictions, which was absolutely talked and basically half-assed. Wait for Microsoft Defense summary. Like I was. Yeah, that's it for me. I wish you guys all a good